Well, speaking of which, do you know anybody? Does anybody know anybody that has the Xbox?
I
The
think
Series
I do.
X or S?
I think Chocolate might have it. We should call them up and put them live and say, "Look, going right now. What do you got for me?"
But you know what? I'm gonna have to. I have to say though, if Elder Scrolls 6 comes out on Xbox exclusive, it's either I got to build a fucking big ass computer, or I got to buy that thing because there's no way I'm not gonna play that game.
Which Elder Scrolls?
6?
Elder Scrolls 6. Did I see anything on that yet? I don't even know if I did.
No, there's rumors that it's gonna be called Hammerfell. I don't know. I don't know exactly. Like they really, there's not really not 100% info on it. I don't think yet. But
Any other games you're looking forward to coming out on the PlayStation?
let me think. I haven't thought about that recently. I'm still playing. I'm gonna start Valhalla now, Assassin's Creed. So,
yeah.
but that already came out.
Assassin's Creed.
Let me think. The new God of War. That's definite. That game was great.
What about that? I don't know if you guys saw the trailer for that game. I can't remember the name of it now. It's like one where you keep repeating like time, like a Groundhog Day type of thing. You know, where you're repeating the same thing, like you're in a time loop and you have to like complete a mission or something like that, but you do it different ways all the time. Remember, it's like Death Loop, I think it's called.
Yeah. That came out. That was
I don't think it's out yet, though. Is it?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't think it's out yet, but it was a PlayStation 5. I remember seeing the trailer for it and all. Thought that was kind of interesting, but a little confusing. Like I gotta read up on it a little bit more just to see what it's about.
Yeah, the new Resident Evil Village. I'm looking forward to. That's gonna be cool. You guys never played the last one, right? It was like a first-person Resident Evil, kind of.
Yeah, I heard about that, but I never got. I never played it.
I love that game.
That was good.
Scary as shit, though. What else? I have to look into it. I know that the new Final Fantasy remake, the second half, is going to come out eventually. I don't know when that's going to come out. Another Final Fantasy game is going to come out separate. Another whole. That's going to be exclusive to PlayStation. Mm-hmm. I have to think about it, but.
Well, James, what have you been playing? More recently.
There's been a couple of things, but the most recent game. So right before Christmas, a friend says, "Yeah, I'm getting you a gift," and I'm like, "It better not be a WoW subscription or the game." In other words, and he was like, "Check your email." I'm like, oh, "Come on, man." I had told myself I was not going to play the new expansion. I'm taking a break. Like I'd play it when an expansion comes out for a week or two. If it wasn't that good, I was done. And then I go back to like Diablo 3 or some other action RPG. But I wind up getting it for me, and I have to say, I'm not disappointed. I mean, it keeps you busy. You don't have to do everything, but there's some cool elements. Like in this expansion, they have a thing called Torghast in World of Warcraft, where you go into a tower, and you get these powers. These powers augment, I would guess you could say, your skills, or like you'll get something that says give you 9% more haste when you do this, or just flat in general, you get it. So you actually make builds as if you're playing like a game like Diablo, and you go through the tower. So I go through as a tank, and I wind up getting myself a lot of defense, but I also get a lot of damage, and I mix the skills together. You kind of make your own kind of build in it. So it's been really cool. That's a pretty cool thing that they added in. And other than that, I got to say, it's just been smoother, but I also heard that they brought over a lot of people from the Diablo team.
Oh, really?
Onto the Warcraft team. So that's why it's been like pretty good in the sense that like it feels like you're doing things. It's more fast paced, but you're not stuck doing a lot of the same thing all day long unless you wanted to, but you don't have to sit and do every single daily quest. Like that was a very big thing. Do all the dailies in the world and all that junk. But now like there's daily quests. I usually just get my one renowned daily quest and it says do XYZ in this territory. So I go to territory. While I'm there, I'm grabbing a couple of quests for like anima, which is something you need. And then that's pretty much it. I go back to the storyline, or if someone wants to group up with dungeons, I do that. I have to say, I've been playing it for a while. I don't know if I have it on auto for the month or not, but if it's running out, I might actually get another month on. We just killed, this is the second week. We killed the first raid's boss on normal. Yeah, we're not crazy. We're not doing anything like heroic or mythic, but we did kill the full raid. We did that last night. Today we're going to step our feet into the heroic difficulty, see how that goes. It should be funny. It'll probably be a disaster in the beginning, but I get to learn the fights mechanics. It's been good. Other than that, it was normally like Diablo 3 or other action RPGs, whatever I can get my hands on. I kind of want to get myself back into Wolcen. It's not a big game on the lines right now, but they did some fixing to it because it had a bad launch. Since we were talking about bad launches, so its launch was like this game wasn't finished. Super bugs, half the skills on your skill tree, like when you're spinning and rotating, didn't even work. So everyone's trying to make these builds. It wound up being there's only like one way to build like mostly every character to do damage and all that crap. But it's supposedly been fixed, so it was like a game that I kind of want to get back into. So we'll see. Gonna touch that. There's a lot of stuff coming on the horizon. I still want to try Torchlight 3, which came out. Even though I heard that wasn't so great either, but that and, Diablo 3 and all those things. I don't know. There's a couple other things, but,
Well, you used to play WoW. What was the last time you played WoW?
Oh, jeez. It's probably like
forget it.
5
For him?
expansions.
5, more than that.
No, I think the last time I played
Lich
was... No, I played after that, too.
You played Cataclysm?
I think I might...
I don't
the
think you
last time
did.
I played is when they had the character where you could be like the wolf. What was it?
Shaman's been in the game forever.
What are you talking about?
Isn't
No, you could be... Yeah, right. No, what's the race called? The wolf. The
Worgen
Yes.
on the Alliance.
Yes.
Screw it.
That's the last time I played.
When was the
playing
Worgen?
How long
Night
ago
Elf
was that?
Mohawk.
How long ago was that?
Oh, Night Elf Mohawk. Oh,
That's
my
right.
God. I don't remember when the Worgen came out. Was Worgen during Lich King? It might have been.
I don't know. It's been a while.
Is
I
it
can't
still...
swear.
Max
I remember
level, my max level was 70. So that's how long ago it was.
It's squashed, so they went to...
Well, 80.
You sure about that?
I think so.
Oh, maybe. They went up to like 100 or 120, and now it's back down to 60. They level squashed it.
Is it still free to... I remember at one point it was free to play. Wasn't it up to a certain level?
I think they have
basic game, right?
They have some things where you can test out characters, play the game, and then if you want to go live, I don't know how. I mean, I never touched it. What would be the point? I know if I'm going to play something, I'm going to play something. So I have no idea. But you know what? If you wanted to test out, you probably can. They let you play a little bit. They even brought back the WoW. Even though it's pretty much done, they literally came out with WoW Classic. This is for a bit now, like 16 months it's been out. But the last raid, Naxxramas, came out. Supposedly people have beaten it already. So technically, Classic has been beaten to an extent. But there's talks of Burning Crusade coming out. So there's a lot of stuff on the horizon. I don't know about playing for free. I mean, you could give it a shot. There's probably something. They always got something probably on 1 month. There was a thing where you could play free, but you actually couldn't use the mailbox or something like that, so you couldn't use the auction house.
So you could only do certain things.
Well, they did that so you can play the game, but if you want to really get into it, get all the features. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
But you could still run around, do dungeons and stuff with people, so which that was pretty cool. So you get a real grasp and taste of the game.
I still think that when they were doing those funny ass commercials with Chuck Norris and Mr. T, I still think they should have done a Chuck Norris event in the game. Where he goes in there and he just beats everybody to hell. Everybody just tries. It's a big event where everybody just tries to beat him.
He just
can't,
kills the raid boss all by himself.
Yeah, you just see him going around just killing everybody. That would have been
Chuck
fantastic
Norris, man.
to see.
I always remember
the Barons.
That's exactly what I was going to. That used to be the best thing. You'd be like, all right, I'm flying through the Barrens. Or I'm going to go into the Barrens. And there was Chuck Norris
jokes.
Chuck Norris jokes all day.
The Barrens
only in one zone. Like, that was known.
That one
if you're going to
zone
do
is
it,
known.
that's where you're doing it. And it was just like, let's go level in the Barrens and listen to all those Chuck Norris jokes.
Some of them had some good ones. There was always new ones you never heard of, too, right?
Oh, yeah. People came out with so many. It was great. It was 100% awesome. Speaking of the commercial, they even had Ozzy Osbourne had one, too, right?
Yeah.
He had a
one,
commercial for World of Warcraft back in the day, too. There's so much shit.
Yeah.
Do you think this expansion is bigger than the other ones, or you think it's about the same size? You think this is a huge expansion?
It's
like they really did a good, huge, big job on it. Like,
look, the last expansion prior to this, like everyone's talking like this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. It wasn't that good. I left it pretty freaking quick. I was like, I don't really want to play it anymore. It was gated. Like, I don't like that they gate certain things. And what I mean by gate is like you go through the story, and then it takes either a certain amount of rep, which you're not going to be able to get unless you do everything for the week. And then next week, as long as you did everything that week, then you could open up enough reputation, maybe to open up a quest chain. And then you'd get more storyline. In this one, they kind of gate you by weeks. So they give you all the quests that you could do, take your time to do it, get it all done in the week, in the first 3 days or all 7 days. And then next week, it opens up again. So they kind of do that. But it's not completely, I don't think it's based fully on rep or anything like that. So you don't have to worry about it. So that makes it kind of nice. Legion had it where you had to get a lot of stuff. But Battle for Azeroth, I don't know. Like, I played it, and I just wasn't feeling it, and I left that really quick. Legion prior to that was a very good expansion. I actually played that a lot. I didn't think I was going to play that as long as I did, and I played that a lot. We got through, I think we might even did Heroic of the raid, but the first raid, that is. I'm probably, I can't tell you how long I'm going to play for exactly, but unless something big comes out that I'm like, oh, I really want to get my hands and play that, and then I always tell myself I'll do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Never works. I'm all in type of guy. This is the way I am. But World of Warcraft, I think I'm going to play for a bit. Probably through the next raid, I'll come out. I'll probably get my hands in that too. But it's actually been a lot of fun. I got to say, I enjoy it. It's gotten to the point where I'm looking at logs online that you compare yourself to the people that are around the same gear as you that did the boss at the same time, how fast they did it, what skills they, like, I'm starting to do all that shit all over again.
It keeps track of that?
There's a way to do that. You have to do it's like a, I don't know, you log something right before a raid, you enter something, and it logs everything. And then even on this website, you can hit replay, and you can see circles at Warcraft logs. And you'll see your circle, your character moving on the map and where the boss is, and you see, and if you click on you, it'll show you all your skills, how you're using it. Really? You can watch others people's raids that way. Wow. In a sense. So you can see everything, how they move, where they hid. Oh, that's how they did it. Oh, this is so much, people have done so much shit to this game.
You said, you said this is a mod. This is not Blizzard made this, right? This is somebody.
No. This is like something you log in and you make a log and it happens and it gets exported to a website, which has all this. And you can go on this website and check it all out. And, I compare my stats. So it's like, I'm going to bed. All right, I got to get to sleep. But I'm thinking about this skill and this stat. Maybe I could work with this legendary now because you have that. When are they going to open 2 legendaries? Now, if they open up 2 legendaries, how am I going to combine these special powers? It's all starting to happen all over again. I'm like, oh, my God, it's happening. So
it'll be your life again.
Yeah, no, it's like, why are you tired at work? Well, let me give you this electronic heroin called Warcraft, and you'll understand.
It is very addictive.
It's bad. And it really sucks. Like, we're staying up to like, James, you can't stay on a little longer. Come on, do this myth. And I'm like, yo, I'm tired. Come on, just one more. So, all right, I'll do it. Next thing you know, it's 12 o'clock laying down. I won't probably fall asleep till 1 o'clock. Alarm clock goes over at 5:45. And then this happens for like all week long. Friday comes, you're like this.
Dude, I remember playing, right? I go to bed. He'd still be playing. I log back on in the morning because he has to wake up at like 12 o'clock because he played till 3 in the morning. I log in at 8. It says SS's Fame has logged out 4 hours ago. I'm like, dude, it's 8 in the morning, dude. This guy logged out like 4 in the morning. I remember World of Warcraft. You used to play Friday.
But don't let this guy talk to you like the bullshit. Oh. We were playing Diablo 2, and if anyone here, come on, you played Diablo 2. I went to bed. Someone else stayed up all night. I wake up. I jump on the game. Guess who's still on the game? Hold on, James. Hold on. Come to town. Ching, 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 ching. Oh, my God. I'm like, dude, did you go to sleep? Not yet, man.
It's a Diablo rush.
Oh, my God.
I did runs all night. All night.
Yeah, the Project Diablo 2 that's out right now, it is so good. It brings it back, and it brings it back better. And, Diablo 2 with that mod is so good.
It's a game that never dies.
Oh my God, it's so good right now. It's fun to play that game. Like, I don't even know. Like, that's another thing I want to go back and play too, because there's a lot of characters I never finished. I never got good like everyone else, where they get all the runes they could ever want and all that crap. But we were at the point where we're doing hell on hardcore farming. So we're able to do certain things. Some of the harder bosses, though, are a little scared to touch. We didn't even try any of the Ubers or anything yet, so that's something I got to get back in and do too. But, compared to everyone else who's got, their full-time job is streaming to half these people I see, it's tough for the guy like me, unless you make like the Sorceress Mage where you're going to blow up everything and from a distance. I always decide to make melee, which is the worst mistake of my life every time in that game. But
well, you've always been the tanking type.
Yeah, I love it, man. Getting this, I love just being like, if I can get in,
smacked. When I played WoW, I was the tank we dual tanked a couple of raids one time.
Yeah, no, I think we definitely did. I think we even might have done.
I don't know why, to be honest with you, I feel like tanking, other than a healer, I don't know how healers are anymore, but it was one of the most stressful, right? Friggin', because like is it different now? But I mean, you got to hold aggro the whole time.
There are people that don't like. I don't know the reasoning behind it. Okay, so in Warcraft, you got a healer, a DPS, which is damage per second character, and a tank. And I think a lot of people don't like to play tanks because they want to see numbers. You can look at a DPS chart and you can know if you're good, if you're beating someone else because your DPS is good. But if you keep dying every left and right, who the hell cares? But a tank, you can get some damage, but it's not the role. So I don't know if people find it stressful.
Because if you die, it's over.
In a raid, sometimes it's stressful, but I'm usually with a group of people that I trust. Now, if I'm like a pug,
I'm talking about like a pug group.
If someone picks me up, like literally for a thing, and I don't know them, it could be stressful. Like, am I gonna fuck the mechanic up?
Some of them are jerks too. Because I remember,
some real assholes.
You remember when there's one part? You remember when getting in a group in WoW was tough, and then they made it really easy, right? Where you could just put your name out there basically, and they'll just pick you up and say, "Oh, you want to raid?" Right?
Well, they're looking for a group thing.
Yeah. When that first came. So I remember doing that, and the guy's like, "Wait, hold up. Let me look at your stats." Nope, burp, out of the party. Dude, they used to do that to me all the time. I'm like, "Yo, dude, that's messed up, man. Let's just try."
Dude, right now there are things. There's a way to look up.
Dude,
there's a way to look up people's raider IOs, is it called, that people do. So like they know like what content you've cleared. Like guys were looking to get on the last boss of the raid, and they put up their eye level looked all right. Like they had gear. But they probably just did mythics all day long. They didn't. They like cleared like one boss in the whole raid. So like we're like, no, don't bring them. So like that still happens. But on a raid level, I can understand that. But regular dungeons,
dude, I was so depressed. Dude, I got booted 2 times. They're like, dude, you're a tank. I said, yeah. He goes, your stats suck. And then he got rid of me. And then I was so depressed. All I did was just mine for gold. I just kept going around mining. I was like, I'm not even going to attempt to fight anything. I'm so depressed. I said, I'm just going to mine, dude. So I spent about an hour and a half going clink, clink. And that was before they did it where, you remember you used to have to wait there the whole time? Clink, 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 clink. And then now and then they did it quick, right? You just do it.
Well, they do like it goes, the bar goes across and you pull out the whole thing. You don't have to keep mining it over.
Dude, I did that for 2 hours. So depressed. I'm just sitting there. My orc is just like depressed.
Just clink.
Dude, you don't understand. Great. Like in Wrath of the Lich King, I made the Death Knight for the first time. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play the Death Knight. So I'm going through and I got into so many dungeons. I'm like, yo, let me tank. And like I tried to make all these macros. Like I started making a multi-target macro, which means I'm just gonna hit one button and it's gonna do all the multi-target kind of shit. Then I made the single target one where I just keep hitting the same button over and over. So I didn't have to focus except for the mechanics. And they weren't the best macros. But I was doing it and it was all right. But like people were like, man, you suck as a tank. You suck. So I got, like you said, I got super depressed. I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do.
All that work into your character. You're like, dude, do I really suck? And then you start like double guessing. I'm like, dude, maybe my gear does suck. Or something.
Yeah, but then I get like a thing. I was like, all right, there's people looking for a pug. They need a tank. And I'm just looking at the screen. I'm like, I want to do this, but I don't want to do it. So I wound up was like, all right, fine. Let me ask if I can go. I was like, yo, I'll tank. So I go into this raid group. I go. Fog of War, I remember. And we're going through. We're tanking. I was like, you know what? Screw this macro shit. I was like, yeah, you're doing this, whatever. It's not where I was like, you know, I'm using a macro. Let me stop and just go back to my regular clicking and whatever I want when I need it. And we raided. I was like, all right. And what I thought, well, so I asked him, I was like, yo, so, you know, can I raid with you guys? They're like, yeah, next week. If you want to come, please. Like, you're one of the better tanks that we've ever had. I'm like, really? Because, like, all I keep telling for people, you suck. Like, how do I suck? You know why they were telling you suck? Because you'd run in. You weren't moving fast enough, maybe. And people would just slam on an enemy, right? So you're the tank. Usually you pick up targets. So I would drop something, and I'd focus on the guy that needed to die. I know that this guy's going to CC you, do some hard hitting it. Maybe he's a healer. You focus him down, and then you systematically take down the rest of the guys in the group. These assholes that think, oh, you can't take, they just pick what they want to hit, and they pull aggro. now you're running after that guy or trying to taunt him. And if you just taunted that one and that one pulled that one, like, they're not paying attention, whatever. So it became a shit show, and that's why people tell you. But if you actually talked and did things out, I did perfectly fine. Like, even on my warrior, which was not that great, I'd go in and I'd slam everything. I'm like, yo, stop it. I'd have to taunt, start yelling at people, like, focus on the shit I'm focusing, get them going. But yeah, and then I started raiding with those guys, and it's been history. Now I'm that guy that's like, yeah, Mord's a good tank, bring him on. So I don't, half these other people, I don't know what the fuck they were talking about. But they made you feel so depressed, man. Like, you're sitting there like, damn, man, I thought I was doing good.
And mine's for an hour.
Oh my God, I worked so hard to get all this gear, and I'm ready to go, and then you suck. You're like, dude, like, you know how many hours of my life I've lost? There were such jerks, and there's a lot of people like that. But now, like, I just like, all right, keyboard warrior, get out.
No matter what community you're in, there's always going to be guys like that.
There's always a keyboard warrior.
Those are the people that were too much into the game.
Oh yeah.
It was more like that was their life rather than.
Yeah, of course. You always have people like that.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is. What have you been up to?